G'day, and welcome to the Oracle Whispers. This is a podcast series based around spirituality and wisdom. I hope you enjoy it. I'm your host, Leonie-May, and I've been in this realm working for about 16 years. Why 16 years? Why only 16 years? Well, that's because life took its course and I didn't really truly embrace where I am and who I am until then. I have had gifts that I've had my whole life and didn't really embrace it until I was a lot older and a little bit more mature, just a little bit. And there was a period of time in my life where I shut it all down. I shut down my inner knowing. I shut down who I truly was until later in life. Life had to take its course, and I had to learn all the life lessons that I've learned along the way to truly step into who I am now. So a little about the podcast and how it came to be, and a little bit about what might be ahead. There'll be numerous episodes where we will have different topics that we will touch on. And from time to time, we'll have some special guest speakers join us. And also, every now and then, we'll have an episode or two or so on where we will feature a reading from somebody that has emailed us to request for the opportunity to be featured in that reading on the day. Some of the topics, just to give you a little hint, a little glimpse, might include what are the clairs, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and so on and so on. What is an oracle and where does she come from? The return of spirituality. Do you believe in spirits? Paranormal experiences. What are gypsies? Being a medium, a psychic, or an intuitive, what does it mean? Visions, or are they imagination? Deja vu, and many, many other topics that we'll touch on. We will also feature the launch of my oracle deck called the Oracle Whispers. And in that episode, we'll touch on how they came about, and we will be speaking to the publisher and the artist who joined me on that little journey. That's an exciting one, which will be coming very soon, I'm sure. And as I said, you can have the opportunity to feature in our oracle reading episodes. And how you do that is by emailing us at myspiritualwhispers@bigpond.com. And you may get the chance to be featured in one of the episodes. I'll have all the links to how you can get in touch and follow me in the links below. And here you can find us on Facebook, Spiritual Whispers Australia, on Instagram at Spiritual Whispers LMC, on YouTube channel, Spiritual Whispers with Leonie-May, and on my website, spiritualwhispers.com.au. And of course, you can email me anytime at myspiritualwhispers@bigpond.com. I look forward to hearing you hearing from you. Yes, I'll hear you all right. That's okay. So I'd the Oracle Whispers. It's not about what I tell you you have to do or you have to think about or anything like that. Oracle Whispers are the whispers that we hear from a higher wisdom, from a higher knowing, a higher knowledge. Whether it comes from the universe, the angels, or whether it comes from your own spirit guides, your guardians. And that's why it's the Oracle Whispers. It's what I pass on to you that I hear, the whispers I hear that are for you. And that's pretty much linked to everything that I do, whether it's healing, whether it's spiritual work, whether it's meditation work. It's all about the Oracle Whispers that I hear that I get to pass on. It's a privilege to have that gift and to be able to do that. And it's a very special gift. And I appreciate it and I'm grateful for it. And many people might mock me and make fun of me, and that's okay. That's for them to deal with, not for me. I know who I am. I know what I can do. And I love what I do. Most importantly, I love what I do. And it gives me such a warm heart to have the privilege of passing on messages to people and to teach them and guide them sometimes to hear it for themselves as well. Because sometimes it's not just my whispers that I hear from my angels or guides, or spirit realm, or my inner knowing. Sometimes I get messages from your very own spirit guides. They come through to me and talk to me. So, yes, I do some mediumship. Yes, I do some psychic work. Yes, I'm in touch with a sort of a gypsy side. So I've always sort of put it out there that I'm an oracle because I'm a bit of everything. And I use tools of the trade. I use cards. I use, wrong side. I use pendulums. I use tea leaves. I use a crystal ball. I use crystals. I use a lot of different platforms and a lot of different tools of this industry. So I'm not just attached to one thing, you know. I don't just sit there and go, I know things. Do you know what I mean? I use a lot of different tools of the trade, and that's why I put it out there that I'm an oracle. I'm not just a clairvoyant. I'm not just a psychic. I'm not just a medium. I'm not just a gypsy. In my heart of hearts and my soul, I know that I have a touch of each of those within me. And it depends on what you nurture as to what you find your strongest gift. Sometimes I hear things. Sometimes I see things. Sometimes I just get this feeling and I just know what is happening or what's going to happen or what has happened. I've had many deja vu moments throughout my whole entire life. And I'm not just talking about the odd one here and there. I've had so many deja vu moments in my lifetime that I couldn't even begin to count them. And I always thought I was a little bit weird growing up. But of course, later on in life now, I know what that's all about. It might come from a past life. It might come from somebody that I've come in contact with, sort of thing. I've always had these abilities, these gifts, my whole life. I've seen spirits since I was a very, very young girl. And I remember being very frightened when I saw one for the first time. I've always had this ability that I feel like I can talk to the animals and talk to the trees and the stars and the moon. Dad used to always say I was often away with the fairies, and I didn't mind, I thought it was much more fun over there anyway than putting up with day-to-day dreary stuff. That's an ongoing joke, and I don't mind it if you say, oh, she's away with the fairies. It's okay, they know me there. It's all good. But I've always just been a little bit different. And I've always had this energy around me that attracted others to me. It would attract animals to me, and children and adults, and a perfect stranger would come and sit with me, and next minute they've told me pretty much their whole life story of being the person that people have come to me and confided in me and confessed to me and told me secrets. And goodness knows if I was a terrible bitter person, I could upset a lot of things in this lifetime, but that's not who I am. And there's a reason that people feel safe and confident in me, and I understand that these days. Whereas when I was much younger, I didn't understand why everybody would come to me and tell me all their troubles or all their lifetime stories. It didn't make sense to me back then, but I just listened. I just listened, and if I needed to comfort them, I comforted them. I remember as a young child, especially animals that were attracted to me, like stray dogs and whatever. My mum used to get quite worried, especially with stray dogs, and that, no, don't do that. You don't know what sort of dog it is. But off I'd go anyway and pat them or talk to them or whatever. Being an oracle, psychic, medium, whatever you want to call yourself, an empath, it often means that we're okay with being around people, but we're happy to be on our own. We're happy with our own company as well. Being an empath, you very quickly learn the skills to protect your energy a little, or sometimes protect it a lot, because being in crowded places can sometimes upset you or make you feel so frazzled and fried that you can't cope with it. Being in loud, noisy places sometimes does the same to you. And myself, I learnt quite a long time ago now to put a bubble around myself. I know that sounds a bit crazy, right? But it's something that I teach in my classes as well, is to protect your energy, especially if you're on the empathy side of things. Because as an empath, you can walk into a room and you can feel the vibe of that room. And I can promise you, sometimes it's not a good vibe. And if you don't learn to protect your energy, then you will burn out. You will get fried and frazzled, and you'll start feeling anxious and all of the above, and that can take you down an unpleasant emotional roller coaster that you don't want to go. But that's a topic for another time. So there's many things that we'll learn and share and grow along the way, and hopefully a little guidance that may be helpful for you as well. And speaking of guidance, I have, here we go, over here. And this is not my deck, but it is one that I like to play with. Beautiful cards, beautiful images, and lovely little messages on the bottom. So I thought I might share with you one of these little messages for today, just for our first little intro. I like to shuffle them 3 times. I like to split them 3 times. And I like to take the third one from the top. Oh, okay, this is beautiful. Oops. Not sure how to hold this so it doesn't sort of, the light sort of doesn't really get it. I'll hop out of the way and no, that doesn't work either. The light reflecting on it. Reconcitation. Remember the source of love. A loving action is all you need to bring the process. Reach out with a simple first step. That's beautiful. Oh. The light sort of plays with it a bit. So step out of your square, step out of your comfort zone, take the first step and share your love with a perfect stranger. Be caring and kind. Be brave and courageous. Be your authentic self. So that's a beautiful message for today. So once again, you can follow me on Facebook at Spiritual Whispers Australia, on Instagram at Spiritual Whispers LMC, on my YouTube channel, Spiritual Whispers with Leonie-May, on my website, spiritualwhispers.com.au, and you can email me at myspiritualwhispers@bigpond.com. Thank you so much for joining me today for this introduction to the Oracle Whispers. I so look forward to seeing you again very soon. Until then, take good care of yourself and remember to smile. It's good for you.